Okay, get this. What if I told you that a man, over 500 years ago, could see the future? I mean, really see it. Flying machines, robots, even scuba gear, stuff that we use today. Sounds crazy, right? Well, welcome to the world of Leonardo da Vinci. Not just an artist, but a total genius who saw possibilities where others saw, well, nothing. He painted, he invented, and he dreamed of a future that nobody else could imagine. Today, we're diving into the mind of a man who truly believed that the sky wasn't the limit. It was just the beginning. Welcome to Whispered Tales by Joe, where history meets today's world. In each quiet moment, we uncover lessons from the past that resonate with our lives now. Let's journey back in time together. Leonardo da Vinci didn't just see the world for what it was. He saw it for what it could be. Ever looked at birds and thought, man, wouldn't it be cool to fly like that? Well, Leonardo did. But unlike most of us, he actually sketched out how to do it. Leonardo's brain was like a non-stop idea machine. Seriously, the guy had thoughts flying everywhere. Art. Yep. Science. You bet. Inventions that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Oh yeah. He imagined flying machines, giant wings strapped to your back like some kind of Renaissance superhero. And while it sounds wild, the dude was serious. He studied birds, bats, anything that could soar through the air. His notebooks were packed with drawings that looked like they were from the future. He saw the sky and dreamed of flight. With wings spread wide, he'd touch the light. He wasn't just into flying, though. He had a thing for machines, too. Tanks, crossbows, even ideas for giant bridges. Leonardo's mind never slowed down, always coming up with new ways to understand the world. Let's talk about what Leonardo was doing every day. Imagine a diary, except instead of writing down your day, you're filling it with wild sketches of inventions that don't exist yet. That's what Leonardo did. He sketched out everything, from machines to detailed drawings of human anatomy. It's like Leonardo had this superpower. He could look at the human body, see how muscles moved, and sketch it so perfectly that modern scientists still look at his drawings like, yep, that checks out. One of his coolest ideas was about hydraulic systems. He was like, what if we could move water around to help farmers or prevent floods? This was in the 1500s, long before anyone was thinking about stuff like that. A drop of water, a flowing stream. He saw machines that fueled a dream. His curiosity didn't stop at machines. Leonardo wanted to know how everything worked, from the human heart to the stars in the sky. He wasn't just doodling. He was unlocking the mysteries of the world one sketch at a time. You know how some people are either creative or logical. Well, Leonardo da Vinci didn't pick sides. He was both. When he painted, he used science. Like his famous work, The Last Supper, he didn't just slap paint on a wall. He studied light, shadow, and how your eyes see things. That's what made his art pop off the canvas. And then there's the Vitruvian Man, the guy standing in a circle and a square. It's not just a cool drawing. It's Leonardo showing off how math and art fit together like peanut butter and jelly. In lines and forms, he saw the key to unlock the world's great mystery. Leonardo didn't just create beauty for beauty's sake. He saw art and science as partners. Both needed to unlock the secrets of the world. That's why his art still blows our minds today, and his scientific sketches keep inspiring people to think differently. Now, let's take a peek inside Leonardo's mind. And the best way to do that, his notebooks. These aren't just doodles. These are pages bursting with ideas. Machines that could fly, water systems, even early versions of robots. Leonardo sketched it all. Okay, here's where things get really wild. Leonardo da Vinci basically invented things we use today. Flying machines. Yep, he had designs for that. Robots? Believe it or not, he sketched a mechanical knight that could move its arms and even lift its visor. I mean, the guy was designing robots in the 1400s. Imagine building a robot when most people were still figuring out how to make decent shoes. That's the kind of brainpower we're dealing with here. Leonardo didn't stop at robots. He also had ideas for scuba diving gear, a suit that would let people breathe underwater. And even though his ideas didn't quite come to life in his time, we use that technology today. A mind so quick, it danced with time, inventing things before their prime. But the invention Leonardo was most passionate about was flying. He studied birds like a scientist and designed wings that humans could strap on. Sure, it didn't work back then, but can you imagine having dreams of flight long before the Wright brothers made it real? Leonardo's mind was always ahead of the game. And here's something curious. He wrote most of it in mirror writing. Backward. Why? Maybe to keep his ideas secret, or maybe it was just easier for him since he was left-handed. Either way, you'd need a mirror just to read his notes. In pages that flipped like wings of a bird, his thoughts flew fast, ideas unheard. A world of tomorrow lived in his pen, written backward for the eyes of when. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a man of one talent. He was a man of all talents. While he painted the Mona Lisa, the most famous painting in the world, his mind wandered to machines, to the stars. He wanted to know everything, to connect everything. As he painted that mysterious smile, he wasn't just thinking about art. He was wondering about the stars. What secrets did they hold? What lay beyond them? For Leonardo, nothing was out of reach. A smile as small as a whispering breeze held secrets of stars and mysteries. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't always hunched over a desk, sketching inventions and masterpieces. Some mornings, you could find him wandering the streets of Florence with a sketchbook in hand, just observing life. He'd stop to study the way a bird flapped its wings or how water rippled in a fountain. To Leonardo, everything, no matter how small, was a mystery waiting to be solved. He didn't just paint or invent, he observed. He was always curious, always exploring the world around him. Leonardo had a lot of energy when it came to starting things, but finishing them, well, let's just say that wasn't his strong suit. His mind was like a firecracker, always bouncing from one idea to the next. 1 minute, he'd be painting the Mona Lisa, and the next, he'd be designing a machine to lift entire buildings. Was he bored? Nope. It's just that his brain was always thinking about the next big thing. But not all of Leonardo's ideas worked out. His flying machine never got off the ground. His crazy military inventions, too advanced for his time. But here's the thing. Failure didn't slow Leonardo down. To him, failure wasn't the end of the story. It was just another step toward success. A bird may fall, but learns to soar. Failure, he knew, opens the door. He believed that every failure was a lesson, something to build on for the next project. He didn't just dream of things working. He tried, failed, and kept dreaming. That's why his legacy is so huge. He wasn't afraid to push the limits of what was possible, even if it didn't always work the first time. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just some guy with big dreams. He was the kind of person who turned those dreams into wild ideas. One minute, he's painting a masterpiece. The next, he's designing robots or flying machines. And sure, he didn't finish everything. But look at what he did leave behind. Planes, robots, and all sorts of gadgets we use today. Yep, those were Leonardo's ideas. Not bad for a guy who didn't even finish half of his projects, right? He dreamed of wings and gears that spin 500 years, and we still grin. His ideas soar in skies so blue. Imagine what he'd think of you. So, next time you're daydreaming or looking up at the stars, remember, Leonardo was doing the same 500 years ago, imagining a future that we're living in today. And finally, what Leonardo taught us is to dream big, innovate, and never stop imagining.